Hey guys, so today I'm going to take you through how you can build a successful marketing business, even if it's not like your first choice. This is a question which was asked on my channel, so hopefully this will be helpful. So marketing wasn't my first choice. My first choice was I want to be an actor, and naturally with a face like a potato, that didn't exactly work for me. But marketing's been really, really good. So the first thing is you need to understand that when you're learning about marketing, you need to take a generalist approach. So you need to look into absolutely every single area of marketing. The more knowledge that you gather on the subject and the more that you learn and the more you sort of reach out into different areas of different types of niche marketing, the better you're going to become in general, because something that might work for one business is not going to necessarily work for another one. So you're going to have a big wealth of knowledge that you have to acquire in order to be able to match it up and work with a business. So when it comes down to it, the more you learn, the stronger you're going to be. Now, when I first got set up with marketing, I was just coming out of work, and what I started to do was I built a website and I started work on blogs, and I created a big network so that all of the blogs would be sort of interlinked in a really, really clever way, so that they would basically mean that when I left my job, I would come directly out of that into marketing. So if you're starting off, you definitely need to focus on having a full-time job, and what you'll want to do is start your marketing more as a side hustle than anything else, because you're not going to get people in immediately, and you're going to need finances in order to start it off. Now, marketing's actually really cheap, and it's one of the reasons I recommend it to a lot of people in terms of your setup costs aren't going to be huge. It's about £120 to £130 a year to host a website. And this is really, really good. So this is valuable. Basically, your costs are going to be low. You can run it from your bedroom. It's very, very simple and easy. My recommendations are starting off with restaurant marketing. I have a huge amount of information on my channel about restaurant marketing, and it is really, really good, because when you're working with a restaurant, their social media tends to be a lot more powerful than businesses like lawyers, accountants, and I work with these people as well. But in terms of, in general terms, I like restaurant marketing as a good start, because it will also give you, if you can do a couple of restaurants and do some marketing for them, and I'll teach you how to reach out to restaurants and stuff on my channel, that's no problem. But if you can get a really, really good thing going, you're going to have a huge amount of case studies, and you're going to get better and better at it. So when it comes down to it, the more you can sort of pull together, the stronger you're going to be. Now, when it comes to marketing, very, very important, all areas are different. So every location, even if it's a town just one town away, you're going to have different types of people that are living in those areas. So for example, people who live in a big town, which is sort of very, very industrial based, are going to be very, very different from the people who live in the town next door, who might, for example, prefer something like fish and chips to, for example, Indian restaurants or whatever. When you look at, you've got to really look at the areas, the location, and sort of canvas around and find out what's really effective in those areas, because the people who are marketing the most successfully in those areas, keeping an eye on them, sort of benchmarking everything. So, for example, studying like their social media profiles, going outside, looking at their businesses, seeing how they're bringing their customers in, is really, really important whenever you're dealing with a new client. And that's why it's always good to do sort of local marketing and work with people locally. It can be a little bit hasslesome. You want to avoid hasslesome clients. So for example, if there's a client that is very, very needy and they always need advice or information, etc., what you want to be doing is you want to be billing them for the time that you spend giving them information, and you want to teach them how to do the job themselves. So you want to basically step back from clients that are going to bother you all of the time. And when there's money involved, when people contact you, they tend to not contact you as much, which is really good, because you can get money if and when you need it, or try to funnel them into an emailing system so that they will email you, and then you can respond to them when you have the time. Just my basic thing is keep my phone off and deal with all of my customers through emails, because that way there can be no confusion with customers. If you're building a contract for people, make sure you've got no small print in that contract. But in terms of like setting up and getting running with a marketing business, I'm going to probably build a course on that. So hopefully this video will help you sort of come to terms with the getting out to the start of marketing. And if you sort of follow my videos, and hopefully I will be able to give you good advice for when you are starting out on your marketing journey, because this isn't just for people who run their own businesses and want to do their own marketing. This is also for people who want to learn marketing as well. So I'm going to be hopefully teaching a lot of people on this channel. Anyway, thank you ever so much for leaving the comment. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one.